Welcome to 10-Minute Transformations. My name is Janet, and today's 10-minute quickie little yoga practice is Yin Yoga class for your hips. So if you're feeling tight in your hips, low back, hamstring area, they're all related, and these postures will help. So let's get started lying on your back. And I do suggest a blanket today. So you can see I have a pile of props here, and the only one we really might need is a blanket. If you don't have a yoga blanket, almost any blanket will do. A beach blanket or a beach towel works really well. So come on down and lie on your back, on your yoga mat, or on the floor, or even on your bed. That would work too. As you come on down, I want you to take it into an extension stretch. So your arms sweep over your head and really stretch through the feet, pointing your toes, fanning the toes out, whoop, kind of like that. Good. From that stretch, begin to draw both knees into your chest and give yourself a little squeeze. Rock the knees in and you'll stretch out your lower back. Then place your feet down on the mat right beneath your seat and send your right leg up into the air. You want to flex your right toes to get a little bit of extension in the back of your right leg. Those of you that are really tight in the hamstrings, and that's a lot of us, bend your knees just a little bit, or your right knee just a little bit. The next thing I want you to do is reach up, maybe lift the head up and grab the back of your right leg. See if you can lay your head back down and just hold the right leg up in the air. So as we hold this right leg in the air, let me just explain a little bit about Yin Yoga. Yin Yoga is a practice where we find postures and we hold still in them. And there are three principles of Yin Yoga, and one of them is to find your appropriate edge. So here we are, we're just finding the right amount of stretch. If you feel really flexible, you might straighten your leg more. Keep the right foot flexed, and we're just basically stretching the back of the right leg. Good. The second principle of Yin Yoga is when you get to that place where you feel it and you found your appropriate edge, the edge is where there's a little bit of discomfort but no sharp pain, then you find stillness there. And the third principle of Yin Yoga is time, that we hold a stretch for a specific length of time. We're in here a little more than 30 seconds already. We've got just a little bit longer to go. We're going to hold this stretch for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And the significance of that is after 30 seconds of holding, your muscles say, okay, I'm safe, and you might find you can go just a little bit deeper. So hang in there with me. We're in the last 30 seconds of this stretch. Try to find stillness. Hold still. How are you breathing? Just let your breath be natural. Okay, almost there. Last 10 seconds. Woo! I'm feeling it. I do a lot of walking, and I can sure feel the difference in my muscles when I get a long walk in. Alrighty, slowly begin to bend the right knee. Place your right foot down, and let's take a yin stretch on the second leg. So as you send your left leg up into the air, you may go, oh my goodness, my left leg is tighter than my right leg, or maybe not. You kind of feel it out for yourself. We'll take some alignment cues, flexing the left toes back toward your nose and straightening the left leg, reaching up, grabbing the back of the left leg as you lie back down. So here you are, you're in the pose. We'll find stillness here, feeling our appropriate edge, and we'll stay for 1 minute, 30 seconds. So let's explain yin. What is yin? Yin is the opposite of yang. Yang yoga is the active practice, like when we did crow pose the other day, or strengthening, vinyasa flow, that's yang. And yin is the cooling, calming, settled, still yoga practice where we just hold and stretch. We often think of yin as feminine energy and yang as masculine energy. And whether you're a man or a woman, a boy or a girl, we have yin and yang in equal parts within us. So we are almost there. We've just got about 10 seconds left to go here. How you doing here? You're holding this posture, feeling the stretch. Oh, I guess actually a little bit longer than 10 seconds. We got another, let's hang in there. We've got another 20 seconds to go. I'm trying to watch a timer at the same time I'm doing these stretches. So we're holding this for 1 minute, 30 seconds, and we're almost there. Hang in there. Whew. So when we do pranayama or breathing techniques, that is yang. That's breath control. Yin would be to relax, let go of control, and just allow the stretch to happen. Very good. It's time to release. Bend the left knee, place your left foot on the ground. All right, here we go. We're building into hip stretches. So let's do one of my favorite. It's called pigeon. You're gonna send the right leg high, bend the right knee, place the right ankle on the left thigh, and open the right knee to the side. From there, lift your gaze, thread the needle, reach your right hand between the legs, bring the left hand to the back of the right leg, and then lay back down and enjoy the stretch. You might use your right elbow to push the right knee away, and you want the fingers wrapped beneath the left calf muscle. And this way you just hold there and you don't have to put a whole lot of effort in. So effort or pushing is used in some of the yin practices, but that is to find relaxation in another segment of the body. So we're going to hold this stretch called reclining pigeon pose for 1 minute, and you have actually been here for 30 seconds. So you're halfway there. Now, one of the things about a quickie little 10-minute transformation yoga class is that we only do this for 10 minutes. And oftentimes a posture like this, posture might be held just by itself 5 or 10 minutes. So if you want to stay here longer, simply pause the video or do it on your own, setting a timer and holding out in the yoga pose that feels like the perfect stretch for you. We're almost there. We're almost to that 1 minute mark. Okay, here we are. So we'll slowly release side one. Maybe extend the right leg high and place the right foot down. And try the other side. Left leg lifts up, bend the left knee, left ankle to the right thigh. Thread the needle, left hand between the legs, meets the right hand at the back of the right thigh. Lay back down and pull the right knee toward you. Keep the left foot flexed. So hanging out here for 1 full minute. So as we practice these hip opening postures, let me just tell you some people that really benefit. So anybody who sits at a desk all day long, yeah, they might get really sore in the hips. The hip flexors get kind of tight and maybe the low back gets kind of achy. Anyone who does strong exercises with the legs, running, hiking, walking, cycling. I do a lot of walking myself, a little over 3 miles a day, and man, my legs get really tight. So this practice is for me, this practice is for you. So whether you have a strong exercise program or even if your life is a little bit more passive, the Yin Yoga stretches we're doing today will be beneficial to your hips. We're almost there. Really good. Okay, here we go. We're going to release this and then just stretch back into our starting place. From here, I'm going to ask you to roll on up to a seated position. And here's where you might need to use a blanket as we practice frog pose. Frog pose will be done on your belly. And we're going to come down to the belly, placing the blanket off to the left side of your body. And as you move forward, laying on your tummy, and you can leave your chest lifted like I am, or eventually you might lay down, we're going to take the left knee and place it on the blanket. So I'm opening just the left hip. If you've done yoga tree pose, it's basically that stretch. So I'm just going to hold this just about 30 seconds to get my left hip ready for the full expression of this posture. So what you do with your upper body, you will just try to be yin in your attitude and be really relaxed about it. Alrighty. So now let's take the blanket, we're going to set the left leg back and do the same thing on the right side. So I'll place my blanket, and basically all I'm doing is I'm patting my knee because this can be kind of uncomfortable. And I'm sending my right knee out to the side. Okay, here we are. We're going to stay here for just about 30 seconds, just like we did on the first side. So I'm keeping track of time. You keep track of how it feels in your body. This is half of frog pose. Going for the full extension of frog as we finish our practice will require that we come up to kind of a child's pose, sort of a squat. So here we go, we're there, we're at 30 seconds. We're gonna finish up in the big hip opener called frog pose. I think I'm gonna turn to face you and just kind of leave my blanket out of it. So child's pose, as you know, knees wide, big toes touch for an extended child's pose. We're gonna shift forward onto the belly. Now take your feet, if you can, and open them up a little bit like frog legs. and then shift forward. So you might go forward a little bit or a lot. You might notice, it's probably hard to tell, but my pelvis is still in the air and my knees are open wide. It's kind of weird, but I'm gonna turn sideways. Stay if you can. Make little adjustments if you need to, but full frog pose, knees open, feet out like froggy legs, and then I come forward, and that's how we'll end our 10-minute transformation today. Stay there as long as you can stand it. Remember, find your edge. Take a specific period of time, 1 minute, we're almost there, and also find stillness when you get to just that right stretch. Thanks for subscribing. Leave me some comments. Let me know, what did you think about your 10-minute transformation? Yoga poses, Yin Yoga for hip opening or for hips. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.